from ṣé wọ́n ló fẹ́ yóò bù ú? No. Good morning. What's going on? You are what? What's going on? Guys, have you said? Stand by. Stand by. Have you said something? Three, two, one. Hello, thanks for joining us on this month's edition of Ministerial Media Chat. And of course, this chat features the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Chief Jason Esowo Wike. The Honorable Minister is there, and we are ready to do this month. Honorable Minister, good to see you. Thank you very much. With your permission, let me introduce myself and my colleagues who are here will also introduce themselves. My name is Benga Aruleva. I work with Africa Independent Television, and to my immediate right is Nzima Isayo Oshiri, Head of Politics, Nigerian Television Authority. And of course, the man is just joining us for the first time. Ohi is of Arise. Deputy Director News, Arise. And of course, from the other side of the aisle. Good morning, Your Excellency. Chijoke Okafor, ADBN TV. Ayodele Osubaku, TBC News. And of course, the one you know too well. She follows you every time. Kumbi Aboluwade.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, good to see you. You just came back from a trip to China, and I'm sure you came back with a bag of projects for the FCT. Would you like to let us into the necessity of that trip, and of course, what is the need for the Federal Capital Territory and its residents?
Well, sir, thank you very much. You recollect that sometimes last year, Mr. President traveled to China, and I was privileged to be part of that official trip. And that official trip, we were able to sign the memorandum of understanding with two companies, Chinese companies, CGC and CCUCC. We signed with CGC because Mr. President attached so much importance to the provision of water in the satellite out. And so we signed CGC for provision of water in satellite out. And also signed with CCECC and CGC to light up Abuja. Very fully aware that Abuja will be 50 years by next year, which is the Jubilee celebration. And we also have found out that we really wanted, because in the city here, each time you had people say that those street lights in this area, you see that they vandalized, that they have the maintenance cost. So let us really find a lasting solution to this. So we try to divide the Abuja city into two, and they will provide the street lights and make sure and give us warranty of 4 years, and then install security features so that if you have an intention to go and manipulate or to go and vandalize, the system will see. So we are providing security features. But this last visit has to do with provision of supply, water and supply tank. As I speak to you, good afternoon, by 12:30, where we'll be meeting with the company, and we just came in from China with the ambassador to visit some of these areas. So it's very key that we're not only concentrating in the city here, but President has directed that we must also provide water for satellite towns, starting with Buhari, Karo, and Kubwa. We believe that when that is completed, we'll move to the next area of area council. Yeah. So that is essence from going to China, and this is all provided in the national budget, and which is also provided in our statutory budget, which by the grace of God will be defended in the moment from now.
In terms of timelines, Your Excellency, when will we begin perhaps to see these new features after at least maybe some agreements are designed? But in terms of your projected timelines, what should we
know? Well, first of all, we are starting. And what's important that government realizes that the provision of water and satellite is key. And the timeline also has to do with the funding. We believe that since Mr. President has attached importance to that, the funding will be made available. And I think in the next 2 years or 1.5 years, because you know that it is huge. And so we will believe that this will be provided to these 3 areas, Buhari, Karo, and Kubwa.
Prime Minister, what's the cost estimate for this project?
Oh my God. Well, when we tested the cost estimate, what is important is that the people have provided the basic abilities for them to survive. Well, anyway, we have not awarded the contract. So procurement is is ongoing. Until the BBB gives us a certificate of no objection, then I will tell you what is the estimate.
So, well, Honourable Minister, you had mentioned that some modalities will be put in place to monitor when some of these street lights have gone bad, from the back end. And beyond that, we know that there are cases of vandalism that, continue to come up from time to time within the FCT. Is there anything at all that this project is also incorporating to ensure that while you are monitoring, you are also ensuring that these vandals are not given a field day?
If we have security features, what is the essence of security features? Is that it's just like you have a CCTV camera. What does it do? If you go and commit any criminal offense, you can be traced through that CCTV camera. So if we are providing security features in our street lights, what it means that it's not only to prevent you, but also to make sure if it is done, we will arrest you, we will know who did it. Because we have a strong where this is with the monitoring the constitution rule.
So last year, during the first anniversary of the president, a couple of projects were commissioned. What are we expecting this time?
We want to flog Abuja residents with infrastructure. Flog not in negative sense now, but in the positive sense. Projects lined up. In fact, I told Mr. President last night, I said, it will take you 2 weeks to be able to inaugurate our project, not flag of projects, inaugurating projects that have been completed. And of course, I don't expect that Mr. President will give us the whole of that 2 weeks. However, Mr. President will mandate the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker, and some other senior public functionaries to handle some of this. But some major key will be done by Mr. President, and one of which I told Mr. President, for whatever it's worth, you have to try to make sure you go to one of the satellite towns to be able to communicate. That the people feel happiness. See you, understand that. But for you, no government had ever recognized the satellite town. As we are commissioning in the city, we are also commissioning in the satellite town. Take for example, in Ramakia, we are going to commission Keti Kabusa, we are going to commission Kabusa Tekushera. In Kwale, we are going to commission A2 to Pi. In one order, we are going to commission Palace Road, right? In Wari, we are going to commission the Shafa Roads and the Work College Road. So, out of 6 area councils, we have projects in 4 area councils that will be inaugurated by Mr. President. So, then in the city, so much. We are going to give you back what is called an international conference center. You know, I've always said that our problem is leadership. When you have the right leadership, everything works out well. Remember, this international center conference was built in 1991 by the IBB administration. Since that 1991, nobody has touched that place. Now, when Mr. President came to inaugurate the ECOWAS Parliament sometime last year, between July and August, it was an eyesore. It was horrible. And Mr. President couldn't believe it, that this is International Conference Center, the only one Nigeria has. And he said, look, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Mr. Minister, I don't want to see this again. That's why I said leadership. Leadership is key. And today, by the grace of God, we have achieved it. If you take a ride and go to that place, you yourself will feel happy. Yes, this is what you're supposed to be. See, Mr. President has provided the right leadership, and you have no choice but to kill it, to follow. We are going to inaugurate the NSAS, the last time, the first phase of it. We are going to inaugurate where are these roads? Where CGC is working. Gishiri, the interchange. We are going to go about 3-4 roads there. We are leading to George's quarters and rest. We are also going to inaugurate the road leading to the where we are building the Court of Appeal Abuja division.
No, Your Excellency, all of this will be done before May 29th.
How will it be done before May 29th? You know, the activity starts from the what is important is that it is Mr. President that will choose date, but that is part of his anniversary. So it does not mean that everything will be done before May 29. May 29 is the year that makes it second year. So there are a line of activities that will even take you to June 5th, June 7th, June 8th. But he has a lot of activities. So it depends. So I would not say.
In any case, it's his mid-term report.
You know what?
I said it's his mid-term report.
Yes, I know what I'm saying. So you cannot, Mr. President has a lot of things to do. So you look at the available dates, and then the protocol will be able to fix which area, which time that we are available from Mr. President to.
Let's talk about capital development now. We're talking infrastructure. Now, teachers in FCT, they've been on strike for non-payment of the new minimum wage. How are you addressing this?
Very unfortunate, and that's why I say that. Sometimes when people argue, I want to run for an election. You want to run for an election because you want to solve problems. You want to contribute your own service to your people. Local government chairman, area council chairman are elected. It becomes difficult for you to wear the big stick because they are elected. When this issue started and my attention was called, I sat them down. I said, why have you not been able to pay? We'll give you 10% of an IGR every month. So I directed the Public Secretary, release their money, if any, and take this money, go and start paying them to the government. Yes, it is not easy to offset all, but let it be that you have started. And according, this is my mandate. So please, call off. And then, it was shocking to me when I got the information that the teachers have gone back to strike because they were embalmed. I felt so embarrassed. Now, I have limits. What do? I can't sack them because they are not appointed by me, they are elected. And I said, what I should do is to make sure that I would hold the 10% allocation of IGL, and then set up a committee to make sure that if these funds are released, the money that have been paid to the workers, to the teachers. It's very embarrassing, very unfortunate. And I keep on telling people that even if you will owe people, you will owe workers, shouldn't be teachers. How do you feel our children at home? How do you feel? There's no excuse. But you can understand these are only limitation.
Would that not be going against the spirit of the local government autonomy?
You see now. You see the problem that we're having now. You are talking about autonomy now. Autonomy, the money has been released to you as allowed. Yet you are depriving people of their wages. And then you want me to fold my hand and then allow our children to be at home because we want to have local government autonomy. And you see, these are the things that we are talking about. And then you say, okay, so you want to run an election, let the people vote you out. It is not possible. You know.
For Honorable Minister, how have you been able to balance this up? Still in line with this question, in as much as you have withheld the 10% allocation to the area councils to ensure that they do what is right, how do you also balance it to ensure that you are not truncating on the local government autonomy that he had mentioned?
No, there's nothing like truncate. IGR is to be paid by me, by the FCT administration. Okay, assuming I said we will not make any money this month. In as much as we respect laws, you too should not truncate the law. Do you know the implication of not paying workers their salary? Do you know the implication of your own children being denied education? So, which one do you prefer? Well, we're not withholding. We are saying, look, yes, we're going to pay this money, but we won't allow you because of the conduct you have exhibited. We will not make sure that this money is paid directly so that we won't have any problem where our children will continue to stay at home. You must balance some things. You must. If not, the crisis you cause will be too damaging.
It's not better to do this in conjunction with the councils, sit down with them and agree to that step.
No, that's what I'm about to tell you. You see, I have told you when we start, I said, look, give them the money. Go and pay. They didn't pay.
Yeah, I'm talking of this deal.
That's what I'm saying. That we are going to solve the committee. They'll be there, the treasurer of the councils will be there. It's not as if it's not, but we must make sure the funds are paid to the teachers.
So where are we at the state of play right now? The committee has been set up, but in terms of
They're already working. I just came back. But I can assure you that within the next few days, everything will be sorted out.
Alright.
Honorable Minister, I will take you back to the issue of projects. And I'm sure maybe you'll be following the minister around since he came back
Yeah.
from China. I mean, particularly on the state of readiness of some of these projects.
Yes, but my question is centered on open grazing in the FCT. When you assumed office, you mentioned short and long-term goals, and one of which is to bring a permanent end to open grazing in the FCT. How much of progress have you made so
That's
far?
not, see, that's why that's not what you told you to say. Sometimes people are not practical. The country we are in is not an easy one. Nobody, no rational person will be happy seeing, I mean, cows, sometimes you are passing on the cows will pass out before you even.
They are here.
There's so much political, there's so much complication that you have to be very cautious. You have to be very, very careful. Understanding the complexity of our nation. Even now, they have so much crisis. So I don't compound the issue. But the truth of nobody's happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. I don't want to do something that, governance is not like where you are on a private business. You have to tread cautiously. You have to tread cautiously. And we are doing everything we can to see that, take for example, where before I came, there was a place that my land was allocated for grazing reserve, about 1,000 hectares. If I tell you the fight we're fighting, somebody will have a question. You have land grabbers left right at the center. Mitigations left right and center. But be assured there is a problem that will be sorted out. But you have to be very cautiously.
So you're saying it's possible for you to bring an end to open grazing in the FCT?
Why not? But I'm saying you have to tread cautiously. It's not something like you are doing a project. You have to be careful. Know the society that you are living in.
Are you being careful on this issue because it is alleged that those who own those cows that roam the streets of Abuja,
Even at night?
powerful people.
I have told you, you have to tread cautiously. I think that's enough message to you.
Excellency.
It's not say, you see, I have told you, Governor, if you apply the way it's supposed to be, even though you may be right, but the backfire effect, that's why I say you have to tread cautiously.
But are you in talks perhaps with the Yetiala Cattle Breeders Association?
Tread cautiously. It's a simple English language.
All right. Yeah.
Let's talk about security. Now, last year,
I thought we were going to flog the issue of projects. Yeah, which Kobe was going to ask, and then just veer to something else. Particularly the international conference. I saw your report. I think some other reports as well on the international conference. And I don't know. Are you sure that project is ready? There are also some projects that you have also mentioned in the course of this media chat that will be ready for President's Commission. The bus terminals, for instance. I was at Kubo last week, and it was like nothing was going on in that place.
It's not correct. I challenge you. The one that is not ready now is the one in the center. You just say that, but the one from Mabushi and Kubo. So, maybe you didn't go to.
I went there.
You didn't go.
I was at the VIO office. Maybe it was going on inside.
You were passing.
Okay, I was passing. I didn't see any sign. I didn't see any sign of war.
What they are doing is finishing inside. That's what they are doing. So if you go to Mabushi now, you won't see anybody outside working.
They are doing fixes inside.
Yes.
Your Excellency, still in the line of projects. You have been a governor for 8 years. Now you are the minister at the FCT. Looking at some of these projects, not as a politician, but as a Nigerian, which one has really touched you in terms of ameliorating the problems that you saw on ground, and these projects were awarded? Now the reality is in sight.
Let me talk about the project. Do you stay in Abuja? You do. Of all these things that we're doing, which do you think that we have done more that touches the life of the people? This should be the one that today. That
I'm talking about from the perspective, not as a politician.
If I say
that about
the problem we have that you have complained about abandonment of projects everywhere. Abuja is so dirty, no road, everything. Now, we have been able to provide the infrastructure to decongest road and to make Abuja clean. Are people happy?
I am happy with that, because especially driving to my own place of work. But what I'm saying, in terms of your interaction, for instance, with residents, with people in the satellite town.
Particularly the road infrastructure. People are very happy. Because one thing you should
they're asking for more.
Naturally.
For instance, there's an access route to the airport.
Yes.
From Jabi
Yes.
that passes through Idu where you veer up to Idu railway station. That road does not need realization. And then the road to the Idu railway station does also not need realization, because if you see the volume of traffic in that place, particularly in the mornings, people
I'm sure you have an interest there.
I don't have interest. You want me to tell you my interest? Go just down the road 2 minutes from here. You see that the people, your neighbors here, your immediate neighbors, they have not felt you at all.
How?
Just when we finish this,
look at the last camp road. Look at the back there. Going to the road. You cannot do everything at the same time. Even if you stay in government for 30 years, there must be problems to solve. What is important is you have an opportunity to be done. What have you done? No one person, no matter how long you stay, can finish the entire problem, solve the entire problem. It's not possible. But what is key, you are here for 2 years, you are here for 3 years, you are here for 8 years. What can you say you've been able to do? Some people have criticized, was there a minister here before? It's not correct. You have said so. Now you can see the difference. That does not mean we'll be able to solve the entire problem. It's not possible. That's why government come and government continue. I stopped here. You continue from here. And add the ones you can also do. So, but what gives us happiness? That people identify that you're doing something. So everybody wants to be part of that cake. Look, in my area, there's a road there connecting to social place. It has not been done. Oh, in my own place, why? They see that things are going on that. So they want to afford this is going on. Let me also benefit from it, which is not possible. Even if you have all the resources, the time is also not there. It's not there. So, but what we have made sure is that look, the mere fact that contracts have been awarded is enough for you to control. Don't just come and say, oh, our government did not award this contract. It's public fund. Abandon it. If you look at the budget, 85% of our capital expenditure is to finish the ongoing projects. So, but this attitude of let it be, we awarded it. For me, it's not that we awarded, but the people will be happy that the projects have been completed and they are benefiting from it.
All right, still on infrastructure, Minister, we recognize your infrastructure strides in the FCT, but particularly, can you vouch for the quality of these roads given the short time frame that they are constructed?
You are supposed to be the examiner. And what I'm doing is, what have you taught? Look at the kind of contractors doing the job. Are they political contractors? Jonas Vega is working. CGC is working. Gilmore is working. Look at the quality. So you should be able to answer that. You have followed us severally. Look at the quality of job. So I throw it back to you. Are you satisfied with what you've seen? For me, I'm not going to the gallery because I'm the one presiding over it. For you that is using it, are you satisfied with what you have seen? You want to sell this. I have always been going out when the minister goes out for inspection. I have seen And with the kind of company that are involved, I fight for them. Remember, well, when I go out, when I say anything that I don't think is done well, you know me. I said, no, I don't agree with this. Even when you have signed the wearing course, I go and say, listen, is it binding or wearing course? It says wearing course, I don't agree. Right? That tells you that I don't think that quality is there. And of course they know. With the kind of experience I have, it will be difficult for you to tell me lies. I can identify it. You've been to the international conference. Having been there, what can you say? I expect that you should be our ambassadors. You have gone there. Wow. Somebody told me yesterday that look, he wants to use the International Conference Center in June. I said, what for? So he wants to do his 60th birthday. I said, no problem. You know, you see, they gave it out to one senator. Everything in Nigeria, politics will be involved. The man ran the place down. He was paying Abuja Investment Company about 50 million a year. Meanwhile, in a month, they make not less than 300 million naira. Then you pay Abuja Investment, then you don't maintain the place. You run it down. And government comes and says, look, we can't take this. Then the person goes, oh, because I'm from social place. Oh, because I said, that's rubbish. Because you are from social place, that's why it should be like this. The people who are calling them for, oh, you know, I said, please, can't continue this way. And so, now, we are signing an agreement with Las Vegas for the maintenance of the place.
How many years?
That's not the issue. How many years is not what keeps the maintenance? What's important is how do we want to sustain that place?
Where does that leave Abuja?
Where does it lead us?
Where does it leave Abuja Investment Company?
No, they will still supervise. But in order to also make sure that even Abuja Investment Company does not see as a window to begin to, divert the funds. Because we are going to pay the Las Vegas. Yeah. So my eyes are open. There will be a dedicated account where everybody who wants to use that International Conference Center pays an amount of money as to be charged. Right? Now, every month, we'll look into that account and see what is happening. It's not going to sleep. We cannot spend 39 billion naira to put a place back. And then, in the next few months, you see that, oh, the place has been around that. Nobody does that. No leader will do that. So, we are going to do what we call proper supervision. You see me going there every day, every time. That is how serious we take that international conference.
So the rate for using the place will be known to everyone. It's not a question of Vega wants to use the place because he knows the minister, he gets it at a lower price.
That is
somebody else.
That's why I said. That's why I said it will be under my direct supervision.
Okay.
This time around, it's not going to be. Oh, help me, sir. My sister. I'm talking about that. Help me, sir. My ministry. Every ministry who wants to use that will pay. There's nothing like we are government agency. If you are government agency, who will maintain the place? How will sustain it? How will I sustain it? So writing to me that, oh, Minister of Transportation or Minister of Interior, we want to have a conference there, fine. It is 10,000 naira. It's available on Tuesday. It's available on Thursday. It's not available on Friday. We must stop this attitude of the government, everything free, 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 free. We must stop that attitude. We must see that you cannot have such an edifice and then it will be run down simply because it's government property. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. So we will keep the place, the standard request. Okay, this is the resident of the Minister of FC, right? Do you like wages? Say the truth.
Better than it
Hold on. You say the truth.
better than it was before.
You can't compare. You can't compare. Why? Julius Berger is in charge of maintenance of this place. And you pay them. You want quality. You spend money. You want good thing, you spend money. Right? See what happened in the National Assembly when Julius Berger was maintaining that place. Right? It was a place to go to all the time. When they took it and gave to engineer, what happened? That's the difference. Go to Villa because the Villa has been maintaining it. Right? How do you feel? Anything like that, you just want it out. Nobody does that. Nobody. And I'm not going to accept it. You know, by the position you occupy, people will bring sentiment. I will tell President that look, this is one project that will cause me problem with most public officers. Because I'm not going to accept free. No, I will not.
Your Excellency, in terms of the projected annual revenue generation from the International Conference Center, what are the figures considering the
why are you interested? We are not here for profit making. We are here to maintain this. We are here to maintain the facility. We are not profit organization. So the issue of the projected revenue or this or that, it's not because we are not probably here to make money, but we are saying that the place has to be maintained so that the standard will be there. But we are not businessmen that we want to say, oh, this is everywhere. No, it's just for sustainability. For the facility not to run down. So your interest should be, is this place sustained? How are you going to sustain it? We have told you here how we are going to sustain it. But not what is the revenue expectation. Well, we're not going to a profit. Even if we don't meet up with what we have been agreeing with you, we cannot subsidize. But what is important is that we will not allow politicians again. Nobody should bring that sentiment. I'll say, look, he's my supporter. Let him run that place. Nobody should do that. Nobody should do that. And that's why public facilities are being run down every day. You have give it to competent hands and then be happy. Look, when I came here as a minister, you can't believe that any human being can stay here. They are using a water tank. How can that be? How can that be? I don't live here. But look at how well it is maintained. Look how it is maintained, but I don't stay here. I mean, well, we are human beings. Are we animals? I mean, are you not happy, comfortable each time you come here? It should be.
You don't talk about your workers. You talk so much about infrastructure. I don't know if FCT workers, if they are happy with you in terms of.
Are they owing them their salaries and allowances? Are they owing them salaries? What is the happy there? They are being paid their salary at on time and they are on what they're entitled to.
They go on training. Have you motivated them enough?
What's called motivation enough? What's enough? What's enough? You go for training that is relevant. I don't approve money just for somebody said you want to go for land administration in the United States. How can I approve that for you? Land administration, how? Comparison. I mean, it doesn't make sense. How does that help you? How? If you are telling me that, okay, you are going to Lagos, okay, you are going to River, okay, you are going to Kano, for example, to see how land administration to compare, how you can improve. It's understandable. So many people think that you go and put any kind of thing in the budget to make money. Even if I find out that's in the budget, I won't approve it. I said no. Rather, I will write to National Assembly to sell that money for a tangible thing. To a tangible thing that will benefit the society, not just you. Not just you.
All right, Minister, away from the project structure now. Last year, you visited one of the shanty towns and you set up a committee to look at possible, relocation of these residents, the shanty residents. Have there been any recommendations so far or any progress on that?
It is not, you see, what people locating people is very nice. You have to make sure, give them time. And then you must also have to must be in agreement with them. Okay, here you are locating us. We are comfortable with it. And then when it's the shanties too, it means that it is not their place. Ordinarily, why do you have to talk about the location? For example, this is our life. For example, somebody comes here to make a makeshift. I said, why are you doing this here? Then you are telling me to relocate them. In the fact that they have no title to the place. But however, to give the human face, okay, let's just see what we can do. But here we cannot allow it. We cannot allow it. It's like where I was living, okay, where I live, from 2011. It's unbelievable. Market. Not the government allocated that place to be a market. People wake up in the morning and turn the place to be the market. And I said, how can anybody live in this kind of environment? So when I came as a minister, I said, no, they said the chief or the emir there. I said, well, what is that? According, you are the one to say market will be here. You not determine where market will be. I give you 2 weeks, get up from this place. And of course, there's no choice. I mean, we can't continue this way. Take another example. This road that we are doing at the English, right? People are started, coming on the road there to form market. If you don't stop them now, by the time they stay, people begin to have sympathy. Or they are trying to survive. They are trying to survive to mess up the environment. Even when you build market, most of them don't like to go to the market and stay. They want to come outside to serve and mess up. They are talking about sanitation and the rest of it. So sometimes government must be hard to say, look, we cannot allow this. Because privilege in Nigeria, in that second, is a right. Privilege turns to right in Nigeria in that second.
Honorable Minister, just 2 questions. First, when we discussed the last time we were talking about infrastructure development, we mentioned a few routes that you didn't include street lights initially, but you were thinking that maybe you could add that just because it wasn't part of the project originally, but you were going to add. Did you eventually get to do that? That's one. Then the second one, in terms of the problems you enumerated, concerning the running of the International Conference Center, it seems to me as if the IBB Club also had similar challenges. Where is it now, since you also inaugurated the committee to supervise the running of the project?
Let me say, like if they are going to Osas 2 to WhatsApp. Sir, this is a city now. When are you going to put a city like the city was built in the original Mind you, these contracts were awarded years, 10 years ago, 15 years ago before we came. And I asked the executive director, well, was last talked about equivalent mix. He said, well, as at that time, I said, okay, let it be additional works. However, continue what you are doing, but let it be additional. Now, in that case, if there's a variation, you require to have some amount of money, require approval to Mr. President before it will go to DPP. So you want not to slow the work down, let them finish the original award and then make this as additional institutional. That cannot stop the work going on. You talk about agriculture. You see, that's why I say leadership is key. If you don't have the right leadership, things will go wrong. I'm not a golfer. But by being the Minister of FCT, that property belongs to FCT. Was built by the government. It is not owned by a private or group of people. However, all over the world, you will allow people to manage it or run it. It's like government establishing a university. Now, to protect the university in terms of the land, you give them a CFO. Yes? So that the communities don't come to harass and encroach on their land. That does not mean that university is no longer government university. Some individuals who think they can convert government property to their own. Now assume that the government gave them CFO of the Gulf club. I said no. We appoint board of trustees to oversee, and the board of trustees organizes those who will run the place. And then there was a crisis, and the crisis came to my attention. Even security people called my attention. I said, no, we can't continue this way. I invited them. I said, listen, this one golf course, everybody thinks that should be run well with an agreement. And then I met the security agencies. It's okay, what will we do? Now that most of the board of trustees have died, so you have about 2 or 3 remaining. And what you should do now is to appoint new board of trustees and then let them be able to organize the management of the day-to-day running. Some people went to court and tried to use the court. And that's it. It's not where I am. I'm not that kind of person. I won't allow this. You can't take government property. You can't. You cannot.
Even if the government says, or even if the court says otherwise?
God cannot say otherwise. It's not your property. You didn't build anything. You didn't build the place. How is it your property? I mean, I have never seen this. And that is a place where we thought by now can attract tourists. In fact, there was a day the former committee came to me and they were asking for assistance. All the money you are making from there, what are you? That's in Nigeria. You need the right leadership for people to understand that things must be done the right way. Not what I'm the Minister of FCT. I've appointed a board of trustees and I appointed a committee, and they must run the place. They must run the place. We can't continue this way. We can't. You go and change the constitution of the club to make it as your own owner, as the owner. How can you do that? How can you do that?
We'll go to politics very shortly. Just quick words before we call for a break, and then when we'll zoom from that break, we'll be going to the political talk. But quick words here. The rains are fast approaching. How saying the FCT in terms of what we witnessed some 2 years ago, preventive measures to ensure that flooding don't occur in those traditional places. That's number one. Number two, of course, will be still talking about projects. Okay, maybe you answer that one. The other one just
Let me say something. When you say traditional places,
yeah, there are places that are prone to flooding.
No, why?
Non-compliance.
So it's not traditional. It's not made. We don't like to respect and follow the rules. Now, there are places where we are demolishing now, which plug the water channel. You don't want to find out. All you hear, why this government is so wicked. After somebody has suffered and built houses, they are not bringing it down. You won't ask yourself, where you are doing it, are you supposed to do it? The mere fact that the government of yesterday did not stop you does not mean the government of today will not stop you. Or even when the government of today does not stop you, does not mean the government of tomorrow will not stop you. What is wrong is wrong. And we must be able to abide to that. We must sentiment and emotion. And that has been our bit of problem. Who on this is a Muslim? Who on this is a Christian? Why now? Who on this is an Hausa man? Who on this is a Yoruba? Who on this is Igbo? Because that's the kind of life we live. So now the point we are making is that now director development control to make sure that all those buildings that have contravened, if I can tell you the truth, some of them also get approval from development control. You can't believe what you can see. You can't believe it. And then they will say they have approval. How can you have an approval here? Okay, take for example, when we have a land matter in court, the former minister revoked the public. Do you know what happened? The lady went to court. Do you know who the posted affidavit? That the revocation of the minister was wrong. You know, assistant director
will not be defended
in lands. They are bought. He's from where? The lady is an Igbo lady. The assistant director is an Igbo. So I summoned him 2 days ago. Assistant director land, a civil servant, they are gone. And there's no way you won't go. I mean, it's unbelievable how you use your position, manipulate the system against where you work. When you see the kind of integration we have over land, you will pity the system. You pity the system. Sometimes the lawyers and the legal secretariat connive with litigants. They will serve you, they won't serve you paper. The lawyer will agree that they serve them. The minister will not be aware. The next thing you see, judgment of God, not defended. Oh, it's so terrible.
Honorable Minister, we have to go on a break now. When we come back, of course, we'll take you to, well, get a familiar terrain as well. Politics. I'm sure my colleagues are so eager to pass on all of it. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back. fún mi lómi mi ò lómi àbọ̀ wà lábẹ́tẹ̀ òkúta àti òun tó wà rẹ̀ ṣẹ́gun lọ wá orí kìí rẹ̀.
Call me chief of staff.
How are you? You are allowing the bed to you are allowing him, especially him to you are starting from that side. Problem.
Sorry?
Starting like so, are you ready with your first political question? Because you won. No, I will. I'm here behind you. Don't come. You keep up to me.
What are you saying? Thank you very much. You get this place. Oh, no, you stay here.
Less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Stand by, please. Stand by. Stand by, time. Stand by, please. Stand by. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. All right, you see the ministerial video chat featuring the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT. His Excellency introduced on Thursday weekend. We are venturing into the political arena now, and of course, I'm sure my colleagues are all ready. Kubi, as the only lady on the panel, will give you the privilege of starting the question.
All right, sir. Thank you. Minister, these past weeks have recorded mass defections from members of the opposition parties, particularly your party, the PDP, to the APC. And notably among these is the governor of Delta State and his predecessor. What does this leave your party, and what are the implications for the South region?
Well, you see, I've always said leadership, we suffer for it. And this is what I've been saying. I know that there will be manipulation. I know. It's a matter of time. When people talk about the governor of Delta State, I adopted an authority for second term. Why have people not commented about that? The chairman of BOT of the People Democratic Party adopted an authority. The governor under Labour Party. Now, this man said, I'm not going to do that kind of pretense. I will not be here. I said, it's better I move and go and support. Smart politician. I'm surprised that he didn't say they didn't see coming. I won't call the names of the governors. I called them. I said, listen, the way things are going, I want you people to say can you see what happened? Leadership is key. Leadership is key. In anything you do, if you don't have the right leadership, this is what you suffer. So focusing. No opposition party what we suffer after impunity. It's only ruling party. If I tell you you would have won, you tell yourself the bitter truth. Then you go back to the drawing board. The only crime that Wike is a minister under APC government. And I asked them, I never said I was going to support the presidential candidate. Nigerians had me clear and loud. And I'm the only former governor who did not support the president but made sure pleading 100% in the governorship, in the National Assembly, and State Assembly. Let any sitting governor now or former governor come out to say that happened in his state. In 2015, some governors came out and said they did anti-party against Jonathan. But they First of all, I believe in sincerity. If you must achieve results, be sincere. Some people think that telling half truth or being too smart will help you. Rather, it destroys you. If PDP does not take care, and I say it again, watch out what will happen. You know, selfish interest can kill an organization. You have not won an election. You are excluding people. You have not won an election. You are excluding, oh no, we don't want this man. You know the man has capacity to fight back. Yes. Now, what is happening? Let's tell ourselves the simple truth now. Why they are running president? Let's tell ourselves the simple truth. In 2023, we told the party, it is in our constitution. Hold on, we'll do zoning. Before we know, some people are going to buy form. We laughed. It's okay. You don't want to do zoning. Now, a zone took chairman of the party. A zone took the presidential candidate. It's okay. For peace to reign. So we can have a voice. They go front and back. They go front and back. We say this front and back here, it will cost you something. Of course, arrogance came in. Forget. We have won the election. Forget we have won the election. Who are they? See where we are. I have no problem. And I've told them now. Where is the presidency? Where is your presidential candidate now?
2027?
Yes. Where will he go? Where will he go?
Were you answered?
So smart ones who have interest. No, it's not time, as you see. How many times can you play this game and you think you are smart? You are going for national convention. You are going for national convention. You want the South to come and produce the chairman so that we will have president. I said, why not? Look, Nigeria today says the South is occupied the presidency. Why not as a party come out openly now? Our president candidate will also come from the South. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to play the same game. You play the 2023. It will backfire. And when it backfires, it's all these people did it. People did that. It will backfire. And I told people, this smartness don't help you. Come out now and let everybody know this is where we're heading to. But playing this game, that oh, we'll do this, it will not work. Not tomorrow and I say, oh, we can telling you that look, stop this smartness.
So you don't see your party coming out victorious in 2027 election with the situation like that now?
When you stand president to where? You know, can't stand president to the north. No.
Was that the message you pushed to them?
Yes, I told them. If someone see the point, their selfishness can kill a system. Take for example, if Mr. President runs, for example, and wins, for example, 2027, by 2031, APC will send their presidential ticket to where? To the north. PDP will do what then? Then you come back again and say, no, since APC have brought to the north, let's keep it in the north. I mean, what kind of smartness is that?
Well, Your Excellency,
What kind of smartness is that?
with the current uncertainty within the People's Democratic Party and following yesterday's meeting, were there any resolutions made ahead of 2027, perhaps to get the party back on track?
It will not be good for me to let the cat out of the bag. So many discussions were held, private and public. We are waiting to see what was agreed will be implemented. We are waiting. If it's not implemented, I will not agree. If it's not implemented, I will not agree.
But in your opinion, are these resolutions viable? Even though you are
It's not your business. You are not a member of our party. Well, you won't tell us what is viable or what's not.
Are you actually still in the PDP? Because let me just give this analogy.
Yes.
Your case is like
One leg in, one leg out.
like a driver who is calling passengers into his bus for a particular direction, and then people enter the bus, hoping that he is taking them to that direction. And after they had entered that bus, he came down and faced the other direction on his own. After he had called mobilized passengers for a particular route.
That's not the same scenario. Let me tell you.
Because
Let me tell you.
your message,
No, what
you are luring people away from the PDP.
No, let me tell you. Justice must be done. It was injustice. I never left the party, but I came out to say, this injustice will not stand. I will not support this.
Is that why you are tearing the PDP apart?
No, I'm building it.
Really?
If you obey
By a
if you obey no. If you obey the constitution of the party, okay, take for example. Look at the issue of national secretary. I don't see how any right thinking person, something that you do that can make the party to die, something you know you have a ruling party that looking for any opportunity, and you say, some people say, oh, there's no need for one party then. Who is talking about one party then? But who is making it to be a one party thing? It's you. The Supreme Court has given judgment, setting aside the Court of Appeal judgment and the State High Court judgment that says, I am Shinobi. Now, out of their selfish interest, you are not interpreting the Supreme Court judgment that they say the party has supremacy to remove. The court said this man should not be. The man wants an appeal. The Supreme Court in his order set aside that judgment. Instead of you to implement the judgment, you are not detailing. Now, let me say this is why I keep on telling people. This world has how many months to stay. They are living in December. Why not remove yourself from this white man? Of who will now, is tomorrow, why are some people living? Their fear is, look, I don't know who will sign our document. The constitution says a correspondence to INEC, but being a national chairman and national secretary. Now you're having a white man of who will be or who is the national secretary. Okay, take for example now, area council election, which will be conducted by INEC, right? Who is going to sign the list to INEC? Now, if INEC is not the one that will sign it, and that person signs, people go to go say no, it's not complying with the law. INEC said no, this is not the national secretary. By law, by what we have, this is not national secretary. If you really want this party to survive, why can't you make sacrifices? No. Let's not put ourselves under this kind of fire. This is what I've been preaching still. Why do you take that kind of risk? Take for example, you want to hold neck. Who issues notice of neck? Who? Madam Rep. If another person issues that notice, who will challenge it? If it's not somebody, the national secretary, as allowed by law, that issues notice of that neck region, I will challenge it. It's not that it must be. That is the secretary. I will not do anything for people. That's the law. That's Supreme Court judgment. Why we run away from implementing Supreme Court judgment? Why? What do we say? That's why I have always told people selfish interest What's my interest? I'm not running an election. What's my interest? Why do you fall into temptation as an opposition party? It's because you think that if Samayahu is there, he may not be able to compromise you to do certain things maybe you want. Or Samayahu is close to Wike, that is an offense. Too well, too good. If that's an offense, I too will not agree allow anybody who close to me to be humiliated. Because if now it's an offense to be close to Wike, somebody is punished because he goes to Wike's house. I will not fold my hands and allow somebody punished simply because he comes to Wike's house. It's not going to be possible. Let's allow the right thing to be done. Like I said, certain things we agree. Let us see whether sincerely they will implement it.
If the PDP zones the presidency to the south,
Yes.
would you abandon presidency and support the
And let's get to the bridge. They will talk about how to cross the bridge. Let's get there first. Let's get there first. But do the right thing.
But this Supreme Court judgment that you talk about, is it possible that that judgment is possible to be interpreted two ways?
Well, there's no two ways.
It has to be higher one.
No, there's no two ways. What was the issue? Somebody went to court that iron now the man and then iron appeal. Court of Appeal in the 2-1 decision upheld the judgment of State High. In the first place, the man who went to court has no local standing. In the first place, you have no local standing to even go to court. What's your reason? Two, assuming you don't have the local standing, the entire affairs of the party that is settled. You understand? And set aside the general problem. Now, we won't be able to even talk about service position. There's no service position. First of all, it's a southern position. The South, okay, we are going to produce from the South and I think, can you and somebody who was elected in national convention now bring a replacement without an election? They appointed. Now, the argument they have made is that happened from pacified. That's when you are unity. Nobody will want to raise it. Now there are going to be a faction. There are going to be a problem. And that's why people are challenging it. That's why I couldn't say the mere fact that nobody challenged something yesterday. Because we are here to live in unity. We are here to work as one. But when there's a problem, you're no longer that one. Then we don't think that people want to challenge. That's why you ask.
Being a PDP leader in your state, what are you doing, after this whole process elapses to make sure that the party runs on an even keel? That is on one hand. And the politician in your state, Atiku Peter, was heard on television a couple of days ago saying that the appointments about the solar administrator, the local government administrators who are riffraffs, and the National Assembly was in rascality. You agree with his assertion, and then of course on the other hand talking about PDP in your state.
We don't have problem in PDP in my state. Government is not a party. But government will work with the party. So there's no problem in PDP in my state. Let's talk about Attorney General. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And you see, when I look at people, when I was told about this, I didn't believe it. Or somebody forwarded the figure to me. And I watched Attorney General saying that politicians are different. That's question. The holders are different. Why? They are different because they couldn't establish a bank. If they had established a bank, they wouldn't have been different. In the first place, I had you say it's from River, but a Lagosian. Look at the statement. How many people from Lagos will say they are Lagosian with their Port? A Lagosian say he was not consulted. A Lagosian saying that he was not consulted. Somebody who does not know what is happening in his state. What is the contribution to River State? Apparently, he established his business. Good for him. It's a personal thing. And there are people who cause problem for the government. When we were making this young man governor, ask what was at the precise from a proper local government. Ask at the where is his house in the River State? Where do we live? The last time at the place came was when his father died. I did the road to Opopo. How can a man sit down and give a blanket insult to like riffraffs? And I do not of rascality what? Look, wherever you are, whatever position you occupy, your impact on your people is key. When my brother Herbert Wiwe was alive, they saw rest in perfect peace. I called him. I said, look, Herbert, you are living in Lagos. Every day you fly down here. Yes, Access Bank, Nation, this, that's so fine. What have you done for River State? At your level, at the level where you are, what can you say today you've contributed for the development of the state? He looked at me. I said, yes, tell me. He said he will come back in 2 weeks' time. He came back. He said, look, that he had taught what I asked. And they don't know him truly. What have you contributed for the state? Establishing of branches is their business. They are making profit. It's not the state. He told me was not settled in his community. But there are no roads. I said no. I will do all the roads. You must put that in reverse. I did all the roads in Isoko, the Para road everywhere. And I was happy. They brought that reverse. It's unfortunate that it's late. I don't know whether the university will still be there or not. I need the foundation. So it ended when he that he had made a contribution to the growth of the state. After the side of all the weather, what is his contribution? Okay, let's go to Opopo, where he comes from. What have you done? That he become national television, I said, I read fast. Who does that? Who does that? That did not consult you, a negotiation, according to you, a negotiation. And when the people believe that they are the only ones who have solution to problems, no other person has any solution to problems other than them. Now let me tell you, when there is 2023 presidential election, I thought that I came to my house, not government house, my house, to see me. And what problem? He said, he told me that, Obi, if we can win the primary, look, if you have to support you, who support the weekend? That's what he said. I wasn't that way. So I said, what do you want me to do now? That I should support people. I said, so how will he win the election? Yeah, and I have no problem, madam. The same man, without disclosing to the public that this is the preferred candidate, he used ANA foundation, his own foundation, to start doing opinion pool. Scale the opinion pool to be favorable to you. Is that all? A corruption. The man who you are for this man, you now became the head of opinion pool. You come out from the scale the opinion pool favorable to P2B when you have an interest. Without disclosing to the public, look, Obi is my candidate too. That's deceitful. This is the same man calling people riffraff because I didn't own a bank, because I was unable to establish a bank. And that's why I become a riffraff. 23 days of the administrator said they are riffraffs. I take serious exception to that. Anyone that doesn't know, you can't do that to people. If God has blessed you, I'll bless you. All of us must not receive the same blessing from God. All of us must not have the same opportunity. Look at those who are appointed, even though I don't know some of them are PhD holders who have spent time to read in university to come up with that level. You refer them that they are riffraff. You say, now the assembly has carried. How? How? Simply because by your own understanding of the Constitution of Nigeria, that the president was wrong. So until they understand the way you understood it, they are rascals.
Let's be
So you're the only one who can interpret the Constitution, who can define the Constitution. Why not sponsor people to go to court? Or why not allow another PDP government forum go to court? Let court. I mean, you cannot make a black say National Assembly they are rascals. What an abuse in life.
Okay, there were reports in the media that the suspended governor of Rivers State came to your house. Can you give us an insight? And yesterday we saw a very sober governor, and from the readings, from the body language, you will know that this man is calling for peace. So, first of all, can you confirm maybe former governor Siminalayi Fubara visited you privately?
The president had called for peace severally.
Not peace.
I'm calling. I said the president had called for peace severally. And I cannot sit down and one president had called for peace. He said don't want peace. Yes, he came. He came with two governors. And one other. Unfortunately, the two governors are APC governors, unfortunately. So I will not pursue him. And he said, he was fine. I want peace. Right?
Have you forgiven him?
You see, that's the problem you will have. Everybody came. There are steps. You see, I don't understand how a man came there. You know, people would think that this thing is just mega. They just say, well, I want this. There you go. And peace have come. What that means that there's an open door, an open window for you. Take the necessary steps to show really you want it. Indeed, this is a self-inflicted injury. Doesn't need it. When this thing started, I called him. Sheyi Makinde was there. Oton was there. Ibasu was there. Ubeni was there. And we were scouting. We started to look. This thing is not good for you. God has given you this thing. Why not humbly? And don't allow people to push you. They are telling you to act, you're a governor. We know. Nobody is taking it away. You're a governor. But also mind you that people labored day and night. And all I have said, don't abandon people who have labored, who have toiled day and night. So, we can try to control, demand money, this and that. After all of you, well, that opinion. There's nothing, they have a television called Arise, who just, without even facts, they are noted for it. They push him and push him. Governors can push him. And where are they now? I think these governors are enjoying their own. You see that? You don't need to have been to that kind of problem. If you're a young man, I said, look, go this way, you will not have problem. People came, don't marry, they don't marry. Assert yourself as governor. You are certain now. Trouble has come. People push you. Look, they declare state of emergency. Who wears the shoe knows where it gets to. Who will suffer? Okay, assuming now you don't settle this problem and the state of emergency is called off, has the problem ended? Has it ended? No. One, assembly will still be firm as they have been. So the council will still be there. They will not pass their budget. You won't get money for the federal allocation.
So when he came for the meeting, did you give him a time for peace?
I cannot. You came with people for the first time.
Yeah, did you agree or follow up?
I will not say follow up now. Why do you talk like that? You came and said it's good. Now, what does it mean? I haven't done that. You take the necessary steps.
Let's talk about
you talk as if you are not. Is anybody who's under? Hold on. Is there anybody who's under 18 years? Hey, governor, why would you have to ask me what are the necessary steps?
What are the conditions?
What condition? What are the conditions? Let me tell you. I told you, I don't think you have the capacity to really make this peace. Because that is, and that's why when I read what I read yesterday, I felt so bad. I said, why? If they are making peace, there are people are demonstrating every day. If they are making peace, there are people are busy on television insulting people. How do you feel in that case?
Dissociated with trouble.
No, that's what I'm saying now. That's the point I'm making. At least you have not tried to take a step to say, look, I'm not a party to all these things that you are doing. Do you understand me? But that's not enough to say you have really, you must take steps. Have you made assembly before? There are leaders you should meet. I don't know what you're going to say. It's not to say, I want this. Yes, you must show by conduct and by action that indeed, look, when I was chairman of council, some leaders of the party tried to balkanize and tried to impeach me, right? Impeachment is a constitutional provision. So I sat back. I'm a politician. I sat back. I called our team. Look, what do we do? We stood to come. All people say, we don't go agree, oh, we don't go agree. They are not there. You have to use your head.
The belief is that it is you that will have to hold his hand. I'll probably hold his feet around. I'll take him around that path.
I've never seen the kind of politician that you are. Is that how you play our politics?
You made him.
You made him how?
You were the one who introduced him.
Other people have taken. Listen now.
So if it's a trouble now, it is you that will have to hold him and navigate all the
listen to what I said. When you hurt people, it's not a one-day thing.
So you still feel hurt.
It's not me. You see, that's the problem you have. When they say me.
Yeah, you save
hold on.
You save on life.
That is the mistake you make. The day you lose your leadership is the day you think that you can take decision on behalf of people. Don't dare it. Make sure everybody is part of what you are doing. And how is everyone part of what you are doing? You have the Speaker of the House. Have you made an attempt to talk to Speaker? Let it be that there is no rule. You understand me? Then that propels me, what's going on? Have you seen people? Look, I've done like that. I've told them like this. They have said like this. There's somebody will now come in. Not just somebody just say you want this.
You told the governor all of this.
No, I'm asking you. No, the point I'm making is that I had a problem when I was council chairman. That they have organized for councillors to impeach. I didn't sleep. I called my team. Impeachment is a constitutional provision. It's not a coup. I didn't wait. I had to move in. I said, listen, the way you understand is not what happened. The way you don't know, that's how it is. This one is even more dangerous. Listen, let me tell you. That's why you should not listen to people. This one is even more dangerous. When Supreme Court has come out in a judgment to say you have no budget and you're spending public money, is it more dangerous? What facts do you want anybody to present to any panel? That's why you must go out length to citizens. Yes, we have heard, but we must move forward. So actually, how do we move forward? See what I think to do. So they will not tell you, okay, but we don't think like this. Even this, we think that to trust you, that's how this is happen. Then they must see in reality that they are not being used just to hold time. That it is really indeed that you want to protect. Yes, he made a public statement yesterday, which I feel for him. Ordinarily, you don't need to be under this kind of situation. If they had listened to people who put themselves down in spite of odds and said, no, we will use it. And then you cannot come down. Within 100 days in office, what kind of pushing anybody will push?
Excellency, let's talk about the possibility of a return to democratic rule in Rivers State, while the National Assembly has already set a committee to that effect. The governor was seen yesterday making a statement that went quite viral, where he said that his spirit had left the government house. What do you make of this? And
what do I make? How do I know his spirit is not there?
You killed his morale.
How will I know? Look, we are politicians. You can say something to attract public sympathy. I'm not carried away by all these. It is, in reality, I don't know. I don't know. How will I know that your spirit has left it? I don't know.
But
After all, there are people who are preaching. They say there is spirit. We found out they are not in any spirit. Have you not seen preachers who tell you, I'm led by the spirit? Whose spirit?
But you said you felt from him now. What you?
No, I mean, it's human now. See you talking. Even you feel, but that does not mean that in reality, what you said is correct or not.
But will you encourage him that is the way to go?
If I would not go, why would I say no problem? Why would I even allow him to come to my house?
Will you be willing to do more?
Are you open for reconciliation?
What kind of questions are that? You asked me whether I'm open for reconciliation, and I opened my gate.
I said, will you be willing to do more? You know, still tell him you have not finished though. You still have to see this person, you still have to see this person.
People are the cause of the problems we're having.
How?
Let me tell you. You know, I don't know what you want me to answer you. I have told you, you're a governor. You're a governor. Governor is not only awarded contracts. You part of navigating problems. I don't know why you don't understand simple language. I am open for peace. And you are still asking me, am I open for reconciliation?
No.
I mean, I don't. All you want me to do is to drive to his house now.
No.
I mean,
You can summon him. If you call him, the governor definitely will answer you. And you tell him that, okay, I've seen what you are doing, but you still need to do this.
so that's what I'm trying to tell you now. What has he done now? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I have told you here, look, there are leadership. You have assembly. You have not. So-called elder of Rivers State, who has shown that they want to help you and have come out to say so. You know why? You know where they can come? No, you know where they can come.
Beyond the atmosphere being caused, I don't know where.
You know, they have, see, when an elder does not behave like an elder, he loses respect for the elder. That's why I saw you making statement on television. You didn't talk as an elder. So you can't come to me now. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. They poison themselves. You have pastors. Why can't you say, let us go and you know why? They refuse to preach as God says that the Spirit directed them. You have what the government says, I don't know, I thought somebody was talking. The man about them when they came to me. You know something? I started talking different things. I saw some women wearing white in the Santa. They were aghast. How does God answer this kind of selfish
Against you.
selfish prayer?
Please take the minister away from speaking against the spirit.
I'm not. No, I don't speak. I don't. Actually, you can. I would just. I feel. Oh my God! What kind of fraud is this?
Can you
And that is fraud. And that is fraud. You know you are not being sincere.
Honorable,
Instead of you to
please.
listen, say, look, in society to God, can you please make this peace to be possible? You only can say, God, don't allow him to do it. This minister will die.
prayer.
Minister will die. Wait for minister to die.
But Honorable
Sorry,
Minister,
Minister,
at the end of the day, should the committee that has been set up eventually find a result?
Do you have the terms of reference? What they set up the committee for? That's why people will always know what we are.
That's what we're saying.
No, why not hold on? What is the terms of reference for the committee? The committee is a committee oversighting the administrator.
Led by Okoyemba.
So it should sometimes people just they do not set up the committee to go and reconcile. That's not, so that's why you people will just you will not even go and get the true gist. You have high committees to oversight the administrator, the activity of the administrator. Mind you, it was the National Assembly that gave the nod for the president to declare state of emergency. And so they said that you have a committee that will oversight the activities of the administrator. That has nothing to do with National Assembly, something a committee for reconciliation, if at all. And so people should take this and then they are saying they're giving them as part of their reference to look at how peace, assuming there's no peace, to come.
All right, Minister, you accused the governor of sponsoring Rivers women against the sole administrator. Do you have evidence to back your?
I don't think I should have said that kind of
Okay.
I mean. I'm too old. I'm a politician. I'm too old. I've been here since 1999. I'm not a politician that was just brought up yesterday. My years are gone now. You think I'm a politician that just come up yesterday where they dash power? No. There's nothing that happened that I won't know. Nothing.
Did you know, for instance, that the former first lady was going to endorse President Tinubu for second term, and the president seems to be making more inroads into justice. He has the former first family now backing him. And beyond that, what is your relationship with the first lady? Because you seem to
Which was the first lady now?
the current one.
Okay, let me answer the one of the former first lady you said. I think, you see, that's why I don't know why they should kill Wike. The first lady, former first lady, the wife of the president under PDP, has endorsed him. So what offense did I commit now? What offense did I commit? Two, about my relationship with the present first lady. You know, if you are not close to people, you won't know how humble they are. You won't know how supportive they are. I have seen first ladies at the local government level. I have seen first ladies at state level. I have seen first ladies at national level. I can tell you the truth. This is a first lady of a different kind.
Wow.
Fine. You know, the minister of FCT, you will be thinking that the first lady will be putting pressure on me. But you know what baffles me? I was going to inspection or sent to WhatsApp. My phone rang. It was the ADC to the first lady. He said, hold on for the first lady. I said, yes, sir. You know what she said? What means I don't know where they are going to attention. If they are going to the villa, all the roads they are bad. Now that the president is not in town, you don't know that you try and see what he can do. Talking about the success of government. Talking about their own success. Did you call me? I hear you are sharing land. Did you call me? All this contract that you are holding. I quickly called Julius Berger, who were working at the International Conference Center. They demobilized there, went straight, took them about 5 days, night there and night, and put those roads under good condition. They were now, what humbled me, I was in China. Of course, the time difference, some hours. Unknown, they didn't know I traveled to China. But the ADC told me that the ADC of the first lady called, that the first lady wanted to speak to me. So we got back to the ADC. Do you know what it is? First lady said we should thank you. We should thank you. We should thank you for the roads. Humility. Calling me, thanking me for doing those roads. Secondly, I was doing a special one day. She called. Honorable Minister, I don't know whether you are aware. The city gate. Is that nothing you can do? Or tell the repair to design so that anybody entering will know that you're entering the city. Somebody who has the interest of government attack. She didn't say, look, you know I'm broke. Tell me, no, look, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Look at the idea. Is that what we can do to change that city gate? I immediately called the Rebecca to go and decide. She called me, oh, how are you doing with the ITP camps? You know, you have to be careful. How are you doing with the orphanage homes? We want to work with your head of women's secretary to see how we can support the orphanage. During the fasting period, either the Ramadan or Christmas period, she will call. Honorable Minister, don't forget the chiefs, emirs, and their wives too. Last December, Christmas carol, she said, I don't know, will you be available? I want you to read part of the lesson. In essence, look, I don't know how your programs or your activities are. She was to host African heads of state women. She called me. I'm going to host African head of state. Will you be available to make a welcome speech? But not a day. Where I have this my friend is looking for contract. I have this my friend, they're looking for land. Interest, success of the government. Okay. Humility. And you know, sometimes you will not understand it. I was baffled. These are the kind of things that the role people play to make the government to succeed. People who are focused on my concern with this government succeed for the benefit of the people, not what I, as the first lady, would get. That is humility.
We have to leave it there. Now we know that the first lady is after your heart, or is the person after your heart.
Is somebody who wants the success.
Let's leave it there.
It will be difficult because FCT have not been, well, we operate as if we state, but have not been given that full status of the state.
Would the House of Assembly ensure that?
If you do that, then it will mean that it has a full organ of state. Yes. Yes. Remember, it has a CJ of FCT, that judicial in there. So if you do that, now
that will complement it.
That will now seal up the debate.
Honorable Minister, we have to leave it there. We must thank you enough for allowing us once again to invade this very serene and beautiful ambience of your official residence. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
My colleague, we have to go down.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. This interview is live on Arise, providing equal opportunities for everyone.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Now you are aware.
No, I'm not aware. It's not correct.
Always a pleasure to be here to have this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. That's today's edition of the chat. Hopefully we'll be here. We have another opportunity before the ministry, before the president commissions this thing.
Because it's one of monthly chat, so you have taken the one of May.
So after the president,
maybe that may be a special one when we are ready for the commission.
that's it for the from here. On behalf of all of us here, my name is Benga Arima. We'll see you around.
So can we see that come out? I think we are going for a special.
Perfect. Oh, you are not going perfect?
No, I took permission there. Can we take pictures? Okay. Because all of them are rushing out. Okay, we can do it here. Where can we do it now? Because that's something for. Excuse me, you don't move this out. I don't move the leg out. I don't have time. Oh, you're not the problem.
Just a statue.
What is the fact? And I did that thing like that, nothing there. It's your head and body. That's fine.